All I wanted to be was a bull rider.
Crimber, the #1 bull rider in the senior division.
There is his first qualified ride at this level.
I've always dreamed to be here.
John Crimber is now a winner at the highest level of the sport.
I told myself I belong at the top, I don't belong in second, so this one means a lot.
Say hello to your back-to-back MVP.
I just want to stay on. I just want to win every time.
5 rounds. 0 rides. That was John Crimber's start to the biggest event of his life. So how did a 20-year-old with nothing going right turn into a world champion just days later? To understand how big this moment was, you have to understand how fast Crimber had already climbed. He grew up in Decatur, Texas, the same small town his father settled in after his own riding career. John started young, winning more than 20 mutton-busting titles as a kid before he ever climbed on a bull. By 18, he was already rewriting the record books, winning 9 Challenger Series events and finishing runner-up in the world standings. The Florida Freedom made him the #1 overall pick in the PBR team's draft, and he rewarded that faith fast, winning both the 2024 PBR team's MVP and team's championship MVP as a rookie. In 2025, he went back-to-back, becoming the youngest rider ever to win the regular season Live legendary MVP twice. By the time the 2026 season rolled around, Crimber was not just a rising name. He was the man to beat. That reputation followed him into the 2026 PBR World Finals, Unleash the Beast. Crimber came into the event holding a big lead in the world standings, a lead built over a long, consistent season. After the regular season finale in Tacoma, Washington, that lead stood at 169.5 points. Heading into the finals, it had already shrunk to 135.5. Still, a lead that size should have given him room to breathe. It did not last. At Cowtown Coliseum, in the opening weekend of the finals, nothing worked for Crimber. He could not find a way to stay on a single bull. Round after round, he hit the dirt, and round after round, his cushion in the standings kept shrinking. By the time the event moved to Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Crimber was 0 for 5 for the entire finals. The kid who had looked untouchable all season now looked like he might lose the title he had spent a full year building. The pressure went beyond one bad weekend. Every ride he missed opened the door a little wider for the riders chasing him, especially Australia's Brady Fielder. A once comfortable lead was turning into a real fight, and Crimber knew it. One more missed opportunity, and the world title could slip out of his hands completely. There was more riding on this than a buckle. Crimber's father, Paulo Crimber, is a PBR Hall of Famer and a 10-time World Finals qualifier who now coaches the Florida Freedom. Paulo built a career that took him from Brazil to the United States, where he won 5 events across multiple levels of competition and later won the National Finals Rodeo. It was that success that let him put down roots in Decatur, Texas, the same town where his son would grow up dreaming of doing exactly what his father had done. But Paulo's full-time riding career ended early. At 28, he broke his C1 vertebra twice in the same season, an injury that closed the door on his own shot at a world title. He never got to finish that chapter. His son was about to finish it for him. With his back against the wall, Crimber needed a big score just to keep his championship hopes alive. In round 8, riding in a must-ride position, he climbed aboard what's Poppin and delivered when it mattered most. The ride scored 91.35 points, a round win, and it punched his ticket into the championship round. Inside a sold-out Dickies Arena, the crowd came alive. After 5 straight rounds of nothing, Crimber had given himself one more chance to make it count. That chance came on Championship Sunday. With the gold buckle on the line, Crimber drew Tigger for the final round while Brady Fielder made his own push to steal the title away. Before the ride, Crimber kept it simple. "This is what we live for," he said. Then he backed it up. He covered Tigger for a massive 92.90 points, winning the round and sealing the championship on the spot. When the score flashed across the arena, Crimber turned toward the stands and found his family, blowing a kiss to his mom, his sister, and his girlfriend before the emotion of the moment completely took over. His teammates and close friends, Marco Rizzo and Clay Gittin, were right there beside him, celebrating with the rider they call one of their own. When the final standings were set, Crimber had edged Fielder by 187.83 points to become the 2026 PBR World Champion. The win came with the gold buckle, a spot on the Jerome Robinson Cup, and a $1 million bonus. At 20 years old, Crimber became the second youngest rider in PBR history to win a world title, a stunning turnaround from a rider who had been 0 for 5 just days earlier. The story did not end with the score, and it was never only about Crimber. He dedicated the championship to his father, the man who taught him the sport, then watched his own title dream get taken away by injury before he ever got the chance to finish it. Paulo Crimber spent his career chasing a gold buckle he never got to hold. His son held it up for both of them. 5 rounds of nothing turned into 2 rounds that changed everything. A season that nearly slipped away ended with John Crimber standing alone at the top of the sport his father gave him, closing out a family's unfinished business inside Dickies Arena.